Lishkas Parhedrin. They used to put the Kohen Gadol in Lishkas Parhedrin. Abishohe Kori also Lishkas Balvutin. And a bulim is in fact a bulim, or a bull is a nobleman, or that's prusbul, comes from freedom for the rich people. In other words, that they be willing to give loans, right? Prusbul, and later on we're going to have buli as well. So originally it was called the office of the bulls, and then afterwards, however, later on they changed the name. Rishari Yukar Solishkas Bavutin, V'achshar Yukar Solishkas Palhedrin. Palhedrin means, as we know, those are appointees of the king, which switch every year, and that's one of the interpretations of the next words. Paridisin Mila, it should be Avra. That Paridisin is a type of appointment by the king, which constantly passes over from every year. It changes over, and so too the Palhedrin, the Kohen Gadol, would change every year, as we learned already in the Bavli, that every year there'd be new Kohen Gadolim, because they used to die off like flies. Now, it's an interesting, I have to tell you, the Mashbiach has a fascinating, I don't think it's emes at all, I think it's absolutely untrue, but he has fascinating interpretation of these three words, Paridis in Bila Avta. He says, the most unfortunate difficulty, what exactly, the main, and they changed it here a little bit, so he changed it like this. He says Lishkas Palhedrin. What was it called in the Bavli? The same Parhedrin. So he says, the next three words are supposed to be Pei Reish Dein Mila Avda. In other words, take this word with Palhedrin and make it into a word, instead of with a Pei Lamed, a Pei Reish. So he said again, Pei Reish Dein, instead of Idisin, Pei Reish Dein Mila Avda, make it into a Pei Reish. And somebody else wrote into the margin of their Yerushalmi this Haggah, and somehow it entered the text of the Yerushalmi. So you ask him an A+ for creativity. For emes, I would say D-. Okay, but name it. Says the Gemara further. Barishona Hayushoy Mishamshin Hu of No Beno. In the first days of Mikdash, when it was a hereditary position, so then Hayubo Shimshubo Shmona Asar Kohanim. There were 18 Kohanim going the entire first base of Mikdash period, which means each one served a little bit over 20 years. First base Mikdash lasted for 410 years, so divide 410 by 18, so approximately 22, 23 years each, right? But Shnia, Abba B'Shenim, in the same base Mikdash, Aidation only done because he used to pay for their position. Some say Kohen says that Shafin. Each Kohen Gadol will kill the other Kohen Gadol by sorcery. Shimshubo Shmohanim Gadol, Shmohanim Gadol, there are 80. Now this is a lot less than the Bavli. Do you remember how much the Bavli said? How many the Bavli said?
It was like one every...
Which, yeah, approximately altogether. 300. It was over 300. But the Yerushalmi doesn't have it that much. The Yerushalmi has much less. Only 80. It's an interesting discrepancy. 81, 82, it means it can't be a mistake. You know, it can't say 300 slipped into 80 and then say 81, 82, right? Whatever it was in the 80s. From those years, Shimon HaTzadik was for 40 years. So they had lop off those 40 years, and then you have obviously many less Kohanim. I think also Yochanan Kohen Gadol was Kohen Gadol for 80 years, if I remember correctly. One became a tzedok then in his life. So then you have lop off another 80, right? And you're left with a lot less for so many Kohen Gadol. The fear of God adds days. That's what Kohen was served in the first base of Mikdash. The years of Rishon will be shortened, abbreviated. That's the one second base of Mikdash. Here's the Maisa, how they used to get the Kohen Gadol. A person sent with his son Shtei mitos shel kesef, 2 silver barrels, leos kesef, which were full of silver, and with cocaine kesef, they had also little sticks to wipe off the top. You know, they used to do that in order to make it an exact measure that it would end the top of the barrel. Also, those measuring sticks are made out of silver. But another guy came, even on some of this hand, Shtei mitos shel zav, 2 barrels of gold. Nails zav full of gold, and cocaine, and their sticks were zav as well, they were gold. Amru, so I don't know if it's the Jews saying this sarcastically or the Romans saying it, Kafa siachas menorah, the donkey kicked over the menorah. Meaning that the guy brought the more gold, he wins. Okay? Matan shel chorav habayis rishona, the only reason the first base was destroyed, I will show you Ovdim, Kum, Kolcholim Mazol, Seravia Barzora, Gilead Rayas, right? Gilead Rayas, Shurchei Dami, and they were murderers as well. The Chem Sheni. So too, first Yerushalmi says it was also the second base of Mikdash. Yochanan ben Tersa Omar no. Matan shel Charva Shiloh. We find that Shiloh was only destroyed, the Mishkan. El Shem Vazis was because Eli's children used to make a mockery of Yom Tovim. And Chaim is the Kachin, they desecrated the Kachin by taking their portion before the animals' parts were put on the Mizbeach. Matan shel Charva Bayis Berishona. If our Beis Mikdash was not destroyed for any other reason, Ela Sheyov in Kolcholim Mazos, they used to serve foreign gods. Magali Arayas, they used to reveal Arayas. The Mishorchin Domim, they did Shvichas Domim. Havo B'Sheni, Makim Manu also Mishor Yigeimator. We know that they used to learn a lot of Torah. Here mitzvahs u'maisers, they were careful to fulfill mitzvahs and maisers. The whole best is Tova Solahem, they had every good possible minhag, every regular good minhag. Ella, rather, why would they destroy Triu? Because they loved money. The Sony and Ma'il, they hated each other, Sinas Chinam for naught. The Kashrus, Sinas Chinam, and Sinas Chinam is very difficult to Shkula, that it corresponds, Kineged Avodah Selilim to Avodah Zarah, Gilead Rayas, and Shulchan Aruch, all 3 together.
I think the Bible says by Eli that the Mishkan and Shiloh was destroyed because of Gilead Rayas, that the sons, I recall.
Yeah, but we said that the Gilead Rayas is not dafka. They weren't really Megala Rayas. They didn't let the women go back home to their husbands, have relations. So that was like Gilead Rayas. Deal was the Meister, Rabbi Zir and Rabbi Yaakov, Rabbi Avuna, Havi Yassin, they were sitting. Amrin, they said, B'yoser, they said that the destruction said in Beis Hamikdash was Shvius Sinas Chinam is worse, right, than the first Beis Hamikdash. Why Shebarisha even the first Beis Hamikdash was rebuilt, V'shei Lo even the second Beis Hamikdash was never rebuilt. Amrei B'zir said, why is that so? Because the Rishonim also tshuva. The Rishonim belonged to the first Beis Hamikdash to tshuva. I think that's the answer. Ashtiyim lost the tshuva. The second Beis Hamikdash people didn't do tshuva. So Amrei B'zir says a slightly different reason, which is a very famous one. Rishonim is galu avodim for the ones of the first Beis Hamikdash. The Aveira was revealed. That's why their end was revealed 70 years later. Hashneim, it should be obviously loaded skala avonim, like it says on the side here. The Aveira was not revealed, right? Sinas Chinam was hidden. Loaded skala kitzam, their Kates Mashiach was not revealed. Right? Kitzam. Shalos Rebelez, the Asher Rebelez, the Doros HaChonim Shem, and every Rishonim. What's our status? Are we better than the Doros Rishonim? Are we holier than they were? Some of them, he said, well, hogwash. The testimony is based on Mikdash Shulchiach, right? That our forefathers have it, and we don't. But he said more than that. And look, it's fascinating Yerushalmi. I've heard about the Yerushalmi many times in the past, but I've never actually seen it inside until today. It says, Avosenu ha'avirus atikra. By the first base of Mikdash, the first base was not completely destroyed, only the roof was taken off. You knew that?
No.
Rogachover uses Yerushalmi. Rabbi Yosef uses Yerushalmi. Only the first base, the destruction is only in direct proportion to the amount of Averis. So in the first base of Mintash, one Sogaferla, so only the roof was destroyed. That says, by Yogos Masach Yehuda, the Muchanetzar opened the curtain of Yehuda. But we, in the second base of Mintash, Pipanus Aksolim, our Averis destroyed the walls as well, right? Amrim Aru Adi Yisod Ba, to the very foundations. Amru, and they said, Kol Dorshi, and Nivna B'Yom of any direction it's not built, Mali in the law, it's attributed obviously to them, Kilu Hu Achriva, as if they destroyed it. Okay? Period. New sukkah. Matkin lo coin gadol acher. We make from another coin acher. You make from another coin. Tachtov instead of him a backup. Shema Yerabov. So maybe it could be compulsory. Miyam yachtim le'imei. So says Yerushalmi, do we put both coins in the same room together? Rabbi Chagai Misham. Chagai from Bavel said that's what Carbonator translates Misham. The emotion, others say it's actually Moshe. It's the language of Shavuot. Moshe, by Moses' life. But whatever way it means. The Ein Miyachtim Le'imei. We can't, basically. No. We can't put them both together. Do Kotam way. We're going to kill the other one out of jealousy. Ay, ay, ay! That's what it says. One will kill the other one out of jealousy. Also, it says in the pasuk also. Echad Moshchi, you only anoint one at a time in Moshchim Shnaim, so the back of Kohen Gadol is not anointed. On Rabbi Yochanan said because of the hatred which will ensue. What happens if the first Kohen becomes apostle? The Shemesh and the back of Kohen Gadol serves. So then, Arishon Kol Kedushas Kuna Lov, the person who retains all his right to the Konu Gedola. Asheni Eno Kosher or Kohen Gadol or Kohen Edel, but the second guy is not kosher for either of the Kohen Gadol or Kohen Edel. He's stuck in the middle, right?
Once he's stuck, he becomes Kohen Gadol.
Yeah, but afterwards. You can't go back to, he's stuck in limbo, we can't, exactly. It can't be a full Kohen Gadol. It doesn't mean you can't serve the Beis HaMikdash. But also show me, who pays for the Kumbhas Yom Kippur, the first Kohen Gadol became Basel. Ishminu Me'ahuma Hadol, let's serve him here. Might have been Elim B'Tziporim, might have been Elim from Tzipori. Shira Keri the Kohen Gadol, the Kohen Gadol, the head Kohen Gadol got carried in Kippur, even though the Bible says that never happened. But somehow he got it anyway. Remember, Bible said one of the niece in the Beis HaMikdash, Perkei Elvis says. And when this Beis HaMikdash is that the Kohen Gadol never saw you carry on Yom Kippurim. So ring a bell. So the Yerushalmi obviously argues it, says that he did see carry. So Naaman, Yeshua ben Elim went in instead, right? Kshiyatza, when he came out, Amar Lamelech, he said to King Adoni Melech, Parvus Rosh Yom Kippurim Mishali and Kravim, when the Kabbalas are Yom Kippur, are they from my personal funds or Mishal Kohen Gadol? Or are they from the Kohen Gadol's funds? Yoda Melech Ma'ushol, the king knew what he was asking. He's asking, is he now become permanent Kohen Gadol, and therefore there is Karbanos, or is he still a temporary Kohen Gadol? So the king said, Ben Elaim, Ilu lo dayecha, it is not enough shishimash sha'achas lifnei misha omar v'hei olam. Is it not enough that you serve? The king said, is not enough that you served an hour before the Hakadosh Baruch Hu in the base Kodesh Kochim, that now you want to completely take over the Kohen Gadol by bringing the pancakes to Kohen Gadol, whatever the Kohen Gadol wants to take. So says the Gemara, B'yoda ben Elam then knew She'usam Yikuna Gdol, they were surprised at Kuna Gdol because of his uncouth behavior.
Probably wanted to know that.
Who?
The,
Ben Elam. Yeah, maybe it's a kosher guy. It's not clear from here.
Doesn't mean that when it says from before, I mean, it's unrelated to uncouth behavior. Isn't it? We said before, Arba Zev, Shimesh Zev, he's never Kohen Gadol, Kohen Hedger?
Yeah. Good point.
Took me a long time to get that out.
Right. No, we don't. Yeah, we don't know the same. So, what are you proposing?
I'm saying he had to go no matter what. Whatever he said, whatever he did.
Right. The question was on Yom Kippur itself, whether he could bring the korbanos from his own funds. That's what it was asking. The Melech knew, however, that his subconscious request was, "Am I a slave that goes after food?" And King basically answered him yes. But there was a nigla and nister to his question. The nigla was only about Yom Kippur. The nister was the Kuna Gdol in general. Okay? I don't know if that helps at all.
Not really, but I'm too tired anyway.
Yeah, I'm too tired too. Okay. As long as you manage to stay somewhat awake, that's the main thing. Now, Maisa, the shiur ben Kimchis, a very famous Gemara. There's a Maisa with the Kohen Gadol, shiur ben Kimchis. Sheyotza Darim Melech Er Yom Kippurim, he went out of his seclusion on Erev Yom Kippur to speak with the king. Notza Tzinor Sharok Mipiv, and a little bit of saliva came from the king's mouth. Al Begadav, on the garments of shiur ben Kimchis. So the Timaso made him tummy, so he couldn't serve Yom Kippur that year. Nichlas Yehuda Achiv Shimish Tachtiv, Yehuda's brother went in and served instead of him. The Kuna Gdol on the Kuna Gdol that year. Ras Iman Shnei Bonea, and thus her mother saw her two sons, Kohanim Gdolim, that they were both Kohanim Gdolim B'Yom Echad one day. And it says the Gemara, Shivas Parim Hayu Kimchis, she had 7 sons, Kulan Shimshu Gdol, they all served as Kohanim Gdolim. Shalom Kohanim Gdolim, so Kohanim the message said to her, Mama told me Yesh B'Yadech, what good deeds you have that you all your kids are Kohanim Gdolim? So she said to him, Yavor may curses before me. Im ro koros basi saras roshi. She was always very makbid to have her hair covered. So the rafters of her house never saw the hairs of her head. V'imras chaluki yomai, and they also the rafters of my house never saw the seams of my garments. I always wore garments the right way, inside in and outside out. When they said, so Chazal said about this woman, Kol Kimchaya, all flour, Kemach is simple flour. But Kimcha, the Kimchis, the flour of Kimchis, meaning her good deeds, so less the special, very, very well refined flour. What?
Oh, just a play on her name. It's cute.
Yeah, Kimcha, the Kimchis, right. The Koran alone, they said concerning her, the honor of the daughter of the king is internal, not necessarily external. Mishpatzo Zav Levusha from the pasuk from the silver blocks. From the golden block she is adorned. Maybe a serious name, but now let's talk about something collateral here. What happened to that was a Kohen Gadol used to coin, who was someone on the level of Kohen Gadol used to go out to war with the warring nation. So, what about him? Can he come to the Beis HaMikdash and bring chabitin? As if he's a Kohen Gadol. So says the Gemara, Tabulomer is Tachta Mibanov. So he tachta from his kids. Esher Benot Ove Tachtim, somebody whose son works under him. Maybe that's here safe, maybe that's here safe. Shem Benot Ove Tachtim. Yotzim Meshuach Milchama. Shem Benot Ove Tachtim. It has to be somebody whose son can inherit his position. Meshuach Milchama does not inherit the position. They just appoint a woman whenever they have to go to war. Minayim Meshuach Milchama Shem Benot Ove Tachtim. How do we know that he does not inherit the position? For 7 days the Kohen who comes instead of Aaron should wear the garments of Miguin, right? Yota Eshu Ba'o Moed B'Shoris B'Kodesh B'no Ove Tachta. So those who can come to do the avoda in the Kodesh, their children can take over from them. Yotzim Yishmachum Meshur Chama Sheda Ba'al Boy Shars the Kodesh, since he never comes to the Kodesh to serve, so therefore his children don't take over for him, and therefore he doesn't have the din of a coin. Okay.
So we see at least the position of Kohen Gadol is an inherited position.
Yeah, preferably. And the position from Meshuach Muhammad is preferably not. How do we know that a person is appointed to be a Kohen Gadol? Shenamar, it says, Pinchas ben Elazar Nogin Hayaleim Liponim. Pinchas ben Elazar was a leader among the Jews previously. Hashem Imo. Hashem was with him. So from here, for this. So how is a Kohen Gadol? How do we know that Meshuach Milchama can become a Kohen Gadol later on? That's what it means. How do we know Meshuach Milchama can become a Kohen Gadol? So Menashe Sani was Kohen Gadol. Shemar says that Pinchas ben Elazar Nagid al Yaleihem. Pinchas ben Elazar became the Kohen Gadol. That's called the Nagid, right? Beforehand, Kodesh Baruch Hu was with him. In other words, somebody can become Kohen Gadol even after his Meshuach Milchama, because no Pinchas was Meshuach Milchama, the war against Midian. Okay? Says where Rabbi Yossi could have a boy Makatar Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Yossi when he wanted to make needle his son. So Avraham said to him, Lifnimimo. God was with you, but not anymore. It was only when you were younger. Now your has been washed up, right? Like it says here.
What did the son do?
By Pinchas. What?
What did the son do that he...
I don't know, it doesn't say. It's so generic, it's all. Because now, like it said in Pinchas, that he made Zimri Micha, in days of Zimri, he made Micha against all the bad people, against Zimri. In days of Micha, he didn't make a Micha, and therefore in those old ages, considered to have beard slightly off. How I know that when you ask during the Tumah, you ask when in wearing 8 garments. Now this is even the Meshuach Milchama can ask the Tumah, but he also has to wear 8 garments in order to ask you in the Tumah in question. So how do you know that? Rabbi Yo.
Pinchas is around by the Polish Megillah incident?
Yeah, sure, he lived forever. Pinchas is Elio. But even he learned Kipshuto, so there's those who say that Pinchas Megillah happened at the beginning of the period of the Shoftim. Maybe those places at the end of the Sefer. Which would make sense. Of course, you have questions. Yeah, you should learn Tanakh. No. But the right way. Okay. So, Minai Shunisha B'Shmoy, we're going to know that when he asked the question, or until he asked with the 8 garments, says the holy garments are true for Aaron. You one of Achra, the Shmi first kids after him. Mata Blomar Achrov. Why did it say Achrov? Right, just say it should be to his bottom. El Gdula Shachar means that the second fiddle, the people who are behind the Kohen Gadol, they also get to wear 8 garments. Who's that? The Meshuach Milchama gets to wear 8 garments as well. How do you know that this person, Mashul Chama, serves in a garment? Only going to serve Tyron. So what does it say? Acharav? The Kedusha shel Acharav. When do they get inherited from generation to generation? When it goes down from father to son. I guess that's what we're saying.
I thought there was only one set of big day Kohen Gadol. Here it's saying that there are two sets.
Well, certainly he had his own personal set.
Well, the second set was when he only went out to battle.
That was Mashul Milchama.
Right.
When you go to one set. Mashul Milchama, you think he had two sets? Or
That won't be a two, but he had one.
He had a set.
Yeah, a set. Yeah.
That's each Kohen.
Their own set of clothes. Yeah. So again, naturally, Shona of Yerushalmi Yuma to be the kosher Matam Achrab. The two Shachram, no, it's even the guy underneath Hamilton and Paul the Mashul Chama, he's got to serve in 8 garments like Kohen Gadol. Other Adonai said, Imcha Yisrael, I was with you when you heard Rabbi Yochanan. Lo Omar Oved. He didn't say that the Kohen Mashul Chama has to do avoda in 4 garments, or rather the contrary. What? El Nisha. He just asked him to me. Uvamen Nisha, how does he ask? I said, Ravosha Masisa Bar Kapora. He brought a bride of Bar Kapora from the south. What? The time. Making fun of me.
No, it was
Making fun of me?
because he read the word
Comma. The base in the cup.
not if you have good glasses.
Uvamen Isha. I said Rav again. Rav brought Masisa the Bar Kapora. He brought the Bryce the Bar Kapora from the south. Tana Chomer Eno Ovid Elo Lo B'Shmona Shel Kohen Gadol Lo Be.
It should be Bamel Oved. I forgot to fix it. Carbonator fix it. Bamel Oved. Bamel Oved. It's the 5th line from the bottom. 6th line from the bottom should be Bamel Oved. Bamel Oved. How do you do that? Boy, this is all going to Mashiach Milchama. So I said, Avesha, Masisa Bar Kapora, Mizor Melchatan Kohen Marie, Eno Oved Lo B'Shmor Shel Kohen Gadol Lo Bar Bo Shel Kohen Hediel. Chama said, Mashul Chama, whatever, how's he going to do that void? It's stuck in limbo. He can't use 4. Bar said, Medina Yosha Shea Oive Barba. No, you could serve it 4. Alright. Loma Eno Ovid, Loma Eno Ovid. Why does he not serve 4 garments like Ray recording at Yerushalmi Yuma? If they shouldn't say the people. Ra'ina Kohen Gadol, we see a Kohen Gadol, Par Mishoy Varbar, that when it's a real Kohen Gadol, he wears 4. Par Mishmona, sometimes the Mashuach Milchama wears 4, and then the true Kohen Gadol, Mishmona. So therefore he said, even the Mashuach Milchama should wear 8 garments when he wears. Alright, Yerushalmi says it's not a good comparison. Below me, Fnimu Oivei. The truth is that the Kohen Gadol, the nation doesn't really see him in the white garments, right? They only see him in his Shabbos splendory, right? In his inside splendor.
Is this a question then?
What?
Is that a question or a statement?
It's a question. The time you've need l'chutz. So what's going to be what mistake you're afraid of? You're not going to mistake him. So you'll know you'll give a set of avodas. So let the Mashiach Milchama serve the rest of the year in a simple coin head garment.
I be able to say Kohen Gadol is you using a Kohen headgear garment. Anyway, in Rosh Hashanah they would say, on Yom Kippur they say that, so we're not afraid there, so let's not be afraid here, right? Alright. I'm Rabbi Yoina. And I said, again, Rabbi Tibu Eved, Rabbi Chutz Nishal, he serves on the inside. He asked,
No, the Kohen Gadol will not.
No, I'm making a mistake.
But the Kohen Gadol will not appear to the people.
No, I'm making a mistake. I just realized that. I didn't realize when I was preparing. Now I realized. It's not about the Kohen Mashiach. Kohen Mashiach, where did he do the Avodah? In the Beis Mikdash. Where did he do the Sheila? When he was at war. So the Sheila, he was doing 8 garments, but nobody would see that. So when he comes to Beis Mikdash, let him work in 4 garments. The Chutz Shnim, you're right, when I prepared mint Kodesh and the Azorah and the Kodesh. No. And that would be going to the Kohen Gadol. That's not true. And besides, the Kohen Gadol came out all the time to Azorah in his white garments. What's going on is the Kohen Mashuach Milchama. Who would see him who would see him asking the to 8 garments? That then they would say when they saw the Beis Mikdash, Yaakov Mashuach Milchama was the Kohen Gadol serving as a Kohen headgear. Nobody knew that. That's what it says. So Shlo Yom Yomina Kohen Gadol when he's doing the Avodah, he does wears 4. When he asks questions, wearing 8. So it says the Gemara, his Avodah is in the inside. He asks questions on the outside. We're going to make mistakes from the inside to the outside. What makes him assume there's going to be a mistake? Says more, yes, there can be. Even the Rabbi Tarfon, the father of all Israel, made a mistake. When Tkiyas HaKol, the Tkiyas Korban, between the Tkiyah blown by the congregation in general and the Tkiyah blown on Korbanos. The Tani we learned, B'nei Aaron HaKoyanim Yizku B'Chatzotos. And Shul Shavar and the Kohanim, Shul B'Chatzotos, Tamimim. They have to be whole without blemish, Lo B'Amuli, not with blemish, the Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Tarfon said, HaKapech is B'nei, may I bury my kids? If I didn't see my uncle, who was lame, meaning he had a boom, one of his feet. There are only in cases of chronic dreaming. It's okay, and he flew. Akiva said to him, Rebbe, be careful. Maybe you only saw when they were hakel or hakol. Maybe you only saw when they were doing hakel, but not when they were doing it in transporting korbanos back and forth. And I say, b'shat korban osur, at the night korban it's osur for a lady to get involved. So it says the Gemara, Amalei Tarba said, akapeach has been eaten. I cut up my children again, he said. Shloitesa Yaminu small. You didn't veer to the right, left. I forgot. On you, Shloitis Amais. I saw the Maisa. V'shachachti, and I forgot there was talking about a case that wasn't true avoida. V'loyu Parsha, you couldn't explain it. V'ata Dervish, and now you Parsha, Umaskim L'shmu, and you come out to the proper understanding. Literally, the conclusion. I'll call Perish Micha, very famous line. Anybody separates himself from Rabbi Akiva. Geparish Micha, it's separating from his life because everybody needs Rabbi Akiva's story. The Kohen who's anointed should atone for himself. Matan Yom Kippur, Matan Mulomar. What's the person telling us? The Kohen is anointed. Fishka Parasha Mura Baron. Because the Torah Parasha is about Aaron. And the Aaron Ba'atzah, only Aaron himself. We now Rabbis Kohen Achai know that any Kohen from his generations, Tablom Hashem Shachoso. Anybody will be anointed subsequently. Mashuach b'Shamil Mishcha, that's how he's anointed. But it's second base of Mikdash, there no Shem and Mishcha. And how do we know the image just wears more garments than the other of his brothers? So that's considered making him a Kohen Gadol. Tablom Hashem Malis Yoda. Malis said the other means invested. Any way the investiture takes place. We now Rabbis Kohen Achar Bismana. We know that any other Kohen does not require Takeh Mishicha, rather he's anointed by acclamation. Tablom Achipra Kohen says the Kohen should atone. Bamel miskaper, which should be Bamel mismaner. Says the Kohen Gadol should return Yom Kippur. How did he become anointed? According to the Kisar, said a verbal declaration sufficient. On Rabbi Zira, they said they were allowed to appoint elders based on acclamation. And what's a raya for this? Because it says you can appoint the elders by mouth. We have Mishnah like this in Masechta Aduyos, where it says, "They said Takim and Mahala Chazar B'cha to recant our boards for him. She saw him, and the four things you said against us. But not our basin no kodesh, so we're going to make you that basin." So see, our basin requires just investiture; it doesn't require any additional ceremony. Okay. Period. Minan kshesh markin lo kohen acher, no, just so he doesn't know the kohen. Matachta instead of him Shema Yerba Psul, because being a apostle. Kach mikach lo ish loches. I know that we marry him another woman out tonight. Shema bias zu ish. Shema base. Shema yara davar beishto. So the answer is we do because maybe someone happened to his wife, and it says Shema chiper badova base got over his household as well, based on Ishto, and now his household his wife. The Rabbi Yuma. Or Rabbi Yosef said, "You can't. That's the case. Take to the absurd. Ain't no davar sof. There's no end. Ain't no davar sof. What ain't no davar sof? Shema tamus. I lost my place. Isha zu. This woman." Second one, the first one, the second one, so there's the end of itself. Our mother said, "At Makshir Rabbi Yehuda instead of answer Rabbi Yehuda." The catch to say Rabbana. If you ask question Rabbana, because the Rabbana said Shema Yara carry the coins there. We're afraid that maybe a carry will be before it's coin. That's why you keep it secluded. V'yera carry the coin achar carry. I'm sorry, V'yera carry the coin achar.
Yes, it's called carry matzah. You say matzah.
Okay, what's the question then? Because just like Chayshish for Misa,
right? Chayshish for carry.
Chayshish for carry, right?
Yeah, the backup will also show.
Right. So Gemara gives a very obvious answer. Says Gemara, carry matzah, carry happens all the time. Misa ain't mitzvah. We're not afraid of Misa. Because of that, but Shemati, they took into account something which is likely is present. Well, goes with Davar Shemati something which is not necessarily present. That's where Rabbi Misa mitzvah. Didn't Rabbi say even Misa is prevalent? Where do you say that? Hadad who taught the tziyut like we learned to Tamon over there. They didn't remember Abishah Acheres Maskinin Lo. Shema Rabbi Yehuda says he would give him another wife. Shema Tamus Ishto, maybe his wife will die. Yet Talmud we went over there. Maybe somebody brings a get. B'nichol Zaken O Chole, and the person who wrote the get was an old man or a sick man. No, so the Chetzko Shukayim, you can still get over to the wife when the assumption that he's still alive. So we see a not Choshesh Lemisa, right? So how come around Mishnah Choshesh Misa require an extra wife?
Let's get the same from Rishleah.
What?
You get the same from Rishleah.
Right. So Ashkid Rabbi Yehuda Amar Misa Mitzuya. No, Misa is different. Misa is prevalent. We're Choshesh for that. Hado, that's that which we said over there. I went back and questioned where is it the terrorists. But I'm sorry, I'm going to say. Then we find that Misa is prevalent. The Tzniya Tamar, because we went over here by us. So why are we not Choshesh for death over there and only over here? Right, when you deliver a get, you still assume the husband is alive, but here you don't assume that this person is alive. So it says the Gemara,
Kama b'yachid, an individual will likely die. Kama b'tzibur, but a tzibur never dies, right? And therefore, it's about the representative of the tzibur, so we don't assume he's going to die. According to Rabbi Yossi. The chomer of a tzibur. Make a mistake. The opposite. Here Rabbi Yehuda is choshesh l'miso. There Rabbi Yehuda is not. Here Rabbi Yehuda want to make some be mekadosh another isha. There Rabbi Yehuda says you don't have to. What's the case over there? Yeah, you can give the get. There Rabbi Yehuda says you can give the get, which means you assume the guy is still alive. Here Rabbi Yehuda says that you set up another another wife, so it assumes another not going to be alive. So it says more that the difference is katana kabiyok kamatzibur. For Yachid, we don't take all sorts of safeguards. But here we have to take all sorts of safeguards in order to make sure that the guy is going to be able to mechaper on Yom Kippur. Okay? Bashman Rabbi Yehuda Makri Yachid, there isn't Rabbi Yehuda even question Misa by Yachid. The Tanya Rabbi Yehuda said, Lo Yushofar Kinim Shal Yerushalmi. They didn't have a pushka in the Beis HaMikdash for kinim, for sets of birds, because because made them mix together, and when they mix together, Shema Tomo Sechomem, maybe one of them will die. And he said, the Meichatos, Mesus Muros, Bekir Vot. And you're going to have the blood of the Chatos, which had to die, mixed up with your olos, right? Because if you had all the kinim in one place, ola and chatos, so then your olos and chatos would be getting mixed up, right? And if one of them died, one of the women died, so you'd have chatos mixed in, you wouldn't be able to eat any of them, right? So the Yerushalmi doesn't actually answer this question. Yerushalmi just leaves share why over there we see that Rabbi Yehuda is afraid that one of the women who gave money for the kinim will die. And here Rabbi is afraid that maybe the wife of the Kohen Gadol will die, but he's not afraid over there. By the case of divorce, maybe something untoward will happen. Okay? Says Rabbi Kashmir, so why did he marry the woman yesterday, the Kohen Gadol? To keep her bado v'abesov lo bad shnei bitim. No, you only have to have one wife. You don't have to be mechaper. Kohen Gadol can only be mechaper on one wife, not two, right? Rabbi Yonah, I asked a question, when he took a Kodakir Shabbos, so you get married on Shabbos, not like having make a kidney on Shabbos. So it says, Moramay Mishum Shlut, to join it to Rabbanan, Sheitir B'Mikdash, which are mat in the Beis HaMikdash. And here I guess we're talking about,
first wife.
Yeah. We're talking about where the Kohen Gadol's marrying. That's for the Torah of the Beis HaMikdash, right? So that's okay. So that's the problem. That's the only problem. So it'd be matter to do it on what? Yeah, Shabbos Yom Kippur, right? Amrei Manarena said, Adama teach us Elon the first thing halacha b'amana. Chuppah doesn't really work. There's no chuppah for amana. Chuppah is only for a first time of basula. Ramon or Ikar Chuppah is the Yichud rule. So therefore you have to actually do the Yichud before night falls in Erev Shabbos. Because that's Mamish Mechsek Kikini. Is that clear?
Kohen Gadol is allowed to marry no more?
No, but a regular Kohen. It's talking about anybody.
Oh, not talking about.
Even a Yisrael who marries a Kohen has to marry her on Erev Shabbos, right? Because Shloya Kohen Shabbos, or it shouldn't be called Kohen Shabbos. Okay, Kol Shabbos we pass away Lochamais again. The chuppah doesn't work. It has to be Yichud Dafka b'Shabbos for Shabbos. Kol Shabbos any 7 days, all 7 days Kohen Gadol sprinkles the blood. Umakis corresponds to Torah. Umakis puts up the candles. Umakis are rosh and grime. He sacrifices the head and the feet. V'shar kol yomi, and the other days, imrotel akri makriv, he wants to be makriv, is makriv. If not, Kohen Gadol noto chel barosh. Kohen Gadol takes the portion ahead of everybody else. He sacrifices everybody else, noto chel barosh. He takes what he wants ahead of everybody else. Says the Gemara, ve'eno tamei mishum also. How can you do avodah 7 days? You sprinkle on him every day, but we know the doing water makes tmeim to makes Torah into tmeim, right? Every day they only do mazazor after you finish being makir the korbanos of the day. Okay? Shekoyin Gadol noto makir barosh v'noto chel barosh. He sacrifices first. He takes first the portion. Hey chavir, what are you talking about? Or is there shlik Kohen Gadol says, I want this high. Chala achas shelechem, want 2 breads of the shtei lechem on Shavuos, or 6 chalas ne'aponim, 6 on lechem aponim every Shabbos. Hachu nasim kula, the kohen nasim palga. So it depends. By the hide, he gets the entire hide. By all the food stuff, he gets half the food stuffs. The Amar said, "Kal korban tzibur." It depends what he's using the purpose of the korban for.
Tzibur gets half.
What?
So Tzibur gets half.
The Kohen Gadol gets half. Right. Kohen Gadol gets half because the Tzibur should get its due. Time Rebbe Omer. Rebbe says, Omer Ani, I say, Shaloi Tol Michtzah, you only get half of what you can get, not the whole thing. He says, those say, Rebbe Omer Ani, Omer Ani, Shaloi Tol Michtzah, you should take half. One says not less, the other says not more. How does that work? Haysham Orechov is the one hide there. Rabbanan saying that it's cool, he takes the entire hide, the Kohen takes the entire hide. Rabbi Omer Ani, I say, Shalito Mechtu should only take half the hide. Haysham Arachamisha Rosor, there are 4 or 5 hides there. Rabbanan saying, no, you take one. Rabbi Omer, take half. Your Rabbi's a Chumrah, or Kula, whatever we look at it. I have bent to your phone, and you'll tell Mechtu, I take half. My time the Rabbi wants to large Rabbi, I know source me, I'm Michal Arnold. There's no teacher left on Michal Good Aaron's kids. Don't they know that Aaron's a member of his kids? Mata Malom Aaron Bonner, why say on the book? Elam Aaron rather said, Yosef Palga, Elam, he said, Aaron Yosef Palga, Aaron should take half the burden upon himself, Ubana of Yiskum Palga, and then the children should take half the burden upon themselves. In this case, a very strange case, believe is Stragli Havelin Krive. Havelin Krivu. The Boolean strategy, 2 classes of noblemen, they had to give something to the Roman Empire. Askar made Rabbi, they came from Rabbi. Rome said, Aim Bully Bechal Street. What funny Zera. Bullying and streeting are essentially the same thing, so why mention bullying and streeting? What he meant is that each person should be, each organization should, whatever we're dealing with, each person, each tzibur should give half to him. Okay? In other words, just like bully and bute, bully and street are exactly the same, we split them too, so too, everything we do should do half for Aaron and half for his kids, the rest of the Kohen. Okay, and this is what Gemara says. Rabbi Yisrael Rabun, Rabbi Kedaited, Rabbi Omar. He says, I saw Aaron Bono, chief on his kids. Aaron Lemechta half for Aaron, and Bono Lemechta half for his kids. Okay, so the Gemara is going to ask a question on this about dividing things in half and assuming that things should be divided in half. But if I go on, I'm definitely going to fall asleep. So let's stop here and let's pick up here with on Monday.